Have you ever had to decide between saving your family or protecting your own children from their abuse? It's a decision no one should ever have to make, but I had to. Today, I want to tell you the story that changed me forever. And believe me, if anyone had ever told me I would face this, I would never have believed it. My name is Lucia. I'm 34 years old, and I'm a mother to two little ones, Carlos, 6, and Valentina, 4. A few years ago, my life seemed normal, though, like every family, we had our problems. But I never imagined the worst one would come from the people I trusted the most, my parents. I never thought they could do this to me. Since I was little, my father, Carlos Sr., had always been strict, distant. My mother, Marta, the woman who always told me that everything she did was for my own good, seemed like a loving mother on the surface. But the rest of the world didn't know her dark secrets. My family always taught me that love was conditional, based on what one was willing to sacrifice for others. But what I never knew was what they really cared about, and what they were willing to do to keep their facade intact. One day, Carlos came to me after spending the weekend at my parents' house crying. I couldn't understand what was happening. My son was a happy child, full of energy, but the fear on his face never went away. "Mom, I don't want to go back to Grandma's house," he said. And he said it with such anguish in his voice that my heart stopped for a moment. Immediately, I knew something terrible was going on, but I never imagined what he was about to reveal. Carlos told me that my father had touched him inappropriately, that he didn't understand why, but that he felt scared and confused every time he was around him. My world crashed down in that instant. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How was it possible that my own father, the man who had always been such a respected figure to me, was doing this? My mind started spinning, trying to find answers. The pain, confusion, and anger. Everything was mixing in my head. Carlos would never lie. But if I told anyone what had happened, what would it mean for my family? If they found out, I would lose my parents. I would watch them go to prison. The shame would destroy the entire family. I was faced with an unbearable decision. Should I save my family, the ones who always told me that blood is thicker than water? Or should I protect my children from abuse that I couldn't allow to continue? Who would I choose? Who would I protect? Logic told me I should report my father, but the reality, that terrible truth, told me I could lose everything, including my very identity. And the worst part was that my mother, Marta, was involved. She did nothing. She hadn't stopped it. She knew what was happening, and instead of protecting her grandchildren, she hid it, justifying my father with empty excuses. "It's his way of being. He's always been strict," she would say. My decision was clear. By protecting Carlos and Valentina, I reported my father. Justice wasn't easy to achieve, and though my family was devastated, I knew I had done the right thing. Today, my children are safe, and even though the relationship with my parents is broken, my family will always be my priority. And you? What would you do if you were in my shoes?